Hanako of the Naruto versus Men-Gibro. This was a noodle for the ages, but unfortunately, even after showcasing her new Dain Keto monster, Manya tasted defeat. And let's just hope that defeat tasted better than whatever the masked beast was squirting out of his risky area, because the way they animated the broth coming out of there was just wild and a little bit dirty looking. But anyways, hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today we're here to talk about episode 23 of the Yugioh Go Rush anime series. Our first look into a ninja noodle character within Go Rush. And who would have guessed that this character today would be a part of the Rovian Bandits? Well, the answer, probably a lot of people. And A, it was a little bit obvious, but B, more so, they showed him in the opening alongside Rovian's group, which was quite odd, as they don't normally update things like that until the episode after the character gets revealed / introduced. So of course, as we know, Men-Gibro is one of the two characters connected to Go Hyuna that mysteriously went missing after getting involved with her. Turns out, he's in the underground area of the alien residency. Okay, but let's move on and talk about the most painfulest topic regarding this episode. Manya losing. Yes, it did happen, but it was more of a case of lose the battle, but win the war type of situation. As Manya, throughout the duel, won the mental mind games between the two duelists, in kind of guessing the food ingredients, and in the end, she did earn respect from Men-Gibro. But more importantly, she got the needed outcome that the twins needed in the end. Yuhi and Yumu were able to sneak off and get into the castle, and thus getting T-shirt Udius back, which obviously was the main group's goal. Plus, Manya now holds the honour of being the first character in Yugioh Go Rush to destroy an equipped spell card. Congratulations! But another key element to this defeat, I think, is the continuation of making our antagonist look strong / powerful. Yes, we meme about the Mimi family line having a losing curse, but off screen, Manya has won some duels in order to earn more points to share with Yuhi and Yuumu, like we saw in the previous episode. So she's at least skilled, and the show is making it look like there's nothing our heroes can do against the Rovian Bandits. In fact, the way that the show is going about showcasing our antagonist at the moment kind of reminds me of the Machine Cavalry Club's dominance that we saw in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's. Asana absolutely destroying Yuga with her maximum, much like how Rovin and Go Hyuna were easily able to take down UTS. And with Men-Gibro winning against Manya, somewhat kind of mirrored Garlean versus Ranze's duel in having our antagonist win once again. So yeah, similar vibes to that. I don't know if anyone else caught on. Now, returning to Manya's character, I really did love the way her character was used / showcased, as it felt very in line with what we know from her before. Yes, she was very overconfident. Yes, she was slightly smug, but these are elements that we have seen from her character in the past, and we love seeing every second of it. Plus, her expressions throughout were just simply brilliant. And I don't know about anybody else, but all of these sort of mini movies that Manya has been in the starring role of, I want to see these animated in a bunch of spin-off real movies, because they look awesome. So then, the monsters in this episode, I really did like what we got to see. We've seen classic monsters like Dark Witch and Lady of the Harp in their Rush Dueling revamped states before, but we also see another variation of these classic cards once again. Yes, they look a lot younger, but it kind of matches with the Dain Keto Maiden style of archetype and design that we've seen Manya utilize in her two duels from the series. We even got a new variation of Graceful Charity, which I thought was pretty cool. It's no secret that I like the Rush Dueling versions of Dain Keto, and the Cure Maiden was great to see in the beginning stages of Go Rush, but I have to say, Gourmet Maiden, this monster radiates personality, which is like a cheeky kind of vibe that you get with her, and I absolutely am here for it. I want this card. This card is just fantastic. Maybe not in the sense of being super strong and overpowered, but I still like it nevertheless. Moving on to Men-Gibro monsters. These are really cool, and I've never been a big fan of the masked beast archetype in the classic Yu-Gi-Oh sort of days, but seeing it here in all of its noodleness was kind of refreshing. Plus, it did feel natural seeing these equipped spell cards accompany this monster. Seeing all the mask changes that we get to see with it, with the limited knowledge that I know of the masked beast archetype, it felt in line with what it should be, so I kind of like that. Yes, the equipped spells that we got seen for this monster only gave it more attack power, but when added to its own skill in getting piercing damage, while also getting an equipped spell from your graveyard, this is, in my opinion, a great combination, as you can use an equipped spell on any random monster, and then once that monster has been destroyed and that equipped spell sent to the graveyard as well, you can then, in your next turn, summon Mass Noodle Broth Psyche Mendias? That was butchered horribly, the name's on screen, but you can use its skill so you can recover that equipped spell card, and you get piercing damage as well for massive damage to your opponent. It's simple, but it sounds really effective, and in turn, we got to see that in the episode. Also, we got a spell card in this episode called Draining of the Mass Noodle Broth, which looked and acted very much like the ritual spell card known as Curse of the Masked Beast. Now when I say it looks like it, I mean the design kind of did resemble it a little bit. But in the way that it acted, in special summoning a masked beast monster to your side of the field, and obviously allowing you to get a equipped mask card, it's kind of similar to when the ritual spell you would special summon the ritual monster from your hand, you know, by tributing things. And I do believe we got a similar card that did a special summoning of Blackluster Soldier or Blackluster Jersey, whatever it was called, with the Jersey Devils. So I like to see that consistency with these kind of legacy cards getting their Rush Duel variation rebuff that are also, you know, formerly a ritual monster. As a side note, was this duel the first time that we've ever seen an Arquez type monster with the fire attribute, or an Arquez Pyro monster? I think it might be, I could be wrong, let me know in the comments down below. Now, I was thinking about doing a video where I talked about my thoughts on Space Treasure and what it could be, and I might still do this after all, but the explanation that Yugioh gave us about it being a massive pile of gold buried somewhere in Mutsuba town by aliens just seems a little bit off to me. But in saying that, we have seen throughout the show, time and time again, how much desire and greed Yugioh has when it comes to money and kind of wealth. So at the same time, it does kind of match up with her wanting that and her wanting gold and fortune. So again, it's possible that she is telling the truth and this is exactly what the Space Treasure is, but I still think there's more to it. Simply because Yugioh was very insistent on not saying what it was, or didn't even tell Yuhi about it, when you would think the both twins should be very close to each other. Also, the story just sounds a little bit fishy to me, so we'll see if there's more to it moving forward. Now try thinking of a way to say you care about someone without actually saying it, and you'll get exactly what Manabu did in this episode. Somehow he knew that UTS would have messed up and not caught the last train. So here he comes to the rescue, and firstly, well done Manabu, and secondly, how did you get that? And where did you get that? Now then, onto the ending, and poor Yugioh. First they show him dressed up as Ming-chan, and then they scare the poor guy with spooky ghost stuff. Honestly, I have to say, I love the fact that updating the visuals of the ending, as it gives it that slight feeling of freshness, while also keeping the goofy comedy vibe that the Go Rush show has had with it throughout. So yeah, I'm all for these new visuals, love to see them. It was also great seeing Asaka in this episode with a Dove Wrap lookalike, and basically it's showing us what she's getting Kawitel to do with their time spent together, in the ending of course. So with this episode being the debut episode of Men-Gibro, this as a character I thought was really fun and decent. I like him. He's got a very cool design, a decent personality, and I really like the respect and honour he showed his noodle craft, and the respect and honour he showed to the characters he interacted with. The guy has a good business brain on him. I like the idea of him having his first bowl for customers being free. I would go there and I probably would end up spending a fortune because I would want to eat about 5 to 10 bowls afterwards. Why not? It's a good idea. Except, this episode, he stumbled. Because, of course, he had a group of 4 that he thought he had outsmarted and would have got a million, I don't know whatever the currency is. But he did not expect to be serving over 8.8 million aliens in one tiny spaceship. This was a very funny segment that also made me hungry and want noodles. Anyways, overall, I thought this episode was really fun. I really liked it. And now that we've recovered T-shirt Udius, and we're soon going to be meeting the final silhouette from the opening / member of the Rovian Bandits, I can't wait to see how our heroes are going to get their first win against the Rovian Bandits and Rovian herself. Also, how will our heroes get their own equipped spell card? Because that seems like the direction we're going to have to go for in order to allow them to be on a level playing field with our antagonists. It's good also to see in the preview that we see Asaka appearing. I want to see what her involvement's going to be like. Will she end up dueling? Who knows? I'm excited to see what's going to happen moving forward. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, okay, brilliant. Thank you. Leave a like button. Subscribe so you never miss a video from me. And of course, I hope you have an amazing day. Alligator, Matt done it. Goodbye.